So it'd be very difficult for me to give you guys a normal view of a real estate agent's day because all of our days are so different. You never know what's going to happen from time to time, but today is my favorite day. It's closing day. It's beautiful weather outside, so I figured it'd be an awesome time to take you through the life of a real estate agent. So follow me. All right, so the first drive of the day for me is always done in silence. I don't listen to any music, podcasts. It's my time to pray, meditate, clear my head for the day. The first stop is going to be going to a listing that I have that's closing today. Just kind of checking around to make sure everything's clean, take the lockbox off the door, get ready for it. But I also just realized that my gas tank is on E, so the first stop A is going to be going to get some gas, and we live at the gas station if you're a real estate agent. All right, so just arrived at the listing. Love to see that under contract rider up there. Some of you may know this was the fixer-upper listing that I had that went live a few weeks ago. Went under contract in a couple days. It was a cash buyer, and so they were able to close very quickly in like 2 weeks or so. And so I'm just gonna go up, get the lockbox, kind of check around before closing. I have to use my phone to take the lockbox off, so I'm just gonna take a quick break here and then take you inside. So usually the buyer is the one that's gonna be doing a final walkthrough of a home, but I still like to drop by if it's my listing, just to make sure that a tree or something didn't fall in the house or anything. Like I said, this one's a bit of a fixer-upper, so there's still a ton of stuff in here, a lot of stuff that still needs to get moved out, but I just wanted to come and make sure that the overall condition of the home is still the same as when the buyers last saw it. If you hadn't had a chance to see a lot of the photos, I'm gonna do a very quick run through. Try not to get dizzy. There's your living room. Come around here to the master, spare bedroom. Here on the kitchen. I love all of the sunlight in there. There's your bathroom, sunroom area. There's a third bedroom there and a huge backyard. Great opportunity for an investment. I'm sure the buyers will have a lot of fun being able to fix this up. All right, so lockbox is removed. I'm going to put in a work order to have someone remove the sign, and the next stop for the day is going to be the office. Well, it looks like you guys are going to get the full range of emotions that go into being a real estate agent. I just got a bad phone call from the attorney's office. Make sure that wasn't a message from them. They just called and said that, so my seller client is out of town and they're having to overnight all the documents that they need to sign for the closing. And I just found out that the paperwork wasn't done right. And so we have to restart the entire process over again. Probably push closing back another day or two. And so we won't have closing today. And you know, that's just what happens. You have to roll with the punches. These are obstacles you face. You get good calls some days, you get bad calls the other. So we're gonna keep going. I'm gonna head into the office, get some work done, and we'll keep rolling with this video. So we are at my home, away from home. Say hello to 3600 Glenwood. This is a place where I spend a lot of my time. We share an office building with a bunch of other companies. We're on the first floor and about a mile south of the street from Crabtree Mall. So if you're ever in the area, you want to grab lunch or coffee or something, feel more than free to give me a call. But usually if I'm not out on a property or something, I'm usually here or I'm at home. So let's take a look inside. All right. Lovely office and the workstations. All right, so this is where I get a lot of my work done. Excuse the mess, got a ton of paperwork and some eggs. We had an Easter egg hunt, but I love the view out there. Let's get started. Quick update on the failed closing for today. We still won't be able to have closing. However, I just talked with the attorney's office and I'm gonna go up there and sign my portion of the paperwork, just still some of the stuff for the sellers. That way, whenever they do get the information they need from the seller, they can just go ahead and move forward on closing and they don't need me to do anything at that point. So kind of helps quicken up the process as much as possible, helps eliminate one extra hurdle and obstacle. Remember when I said real estate is full of highs and lows and good news and bad news? On the way to the attorney's office, I just got an email. One of my other listings, we were in the middle of negotiations, and they just emailed and said that they're going to accept the seller's counteroffer. So that's great news. Again, we never celebrate till we get a signed contract back. It's still good news for the time being. So that's awesome to hear. I'm going to head into this attorney's office. Usually the buyer is the one that picks the attorney, and so I haven't personally worked with him myself, but so far it's been a good experience. I'm gonna head in here to sign this paperwork. It's top secret, very confidential information in there, so I can't actually take it inside, but I'll head right back out once we're done, and we'll keep going on with the day. This guy looks like he's living the life.
A few moments later.
And just like that, 5 minutes later, I am done. So now we sit and we wait and hope that everything gets worked out, head back to the office, get some more work done and everything too. But that was just a quick errand run to try to make things a little bit simpler on the selling side. Now that I'm back at the office, I have a buyer client who is in town for the next week or so. They've got several properties that they want to check out, and so I'm working to put together a home tour for them to see some properties this evening. And so that's really what I'm going to be mapping out for the next little bit. Going through the process now of mapping out all the properties. As you can tell, we're going to be putting some miles on the car. We're going to be driving a lot this afternoon, but I think I got it mapped out the way I want to get all the showings in this evening. One thing I was not prepared for when I became an agent, no one ever really explained to me just how difficult it is setting up home showings. It's such a fine tuning of a process to kind of get everything to fit. You know, if you want to see a home, you figure you have to get your schedule to match up. You have to get your buyer's schedule to work with it, and you have to get the seller's schedule to match with it. And that's just to see one home. We've got 4 on the docket for this afternoon, so that's 6 different schedules that we're having to work around and make sure that they all fit into seeing these homes. And if there's more than one person staying in the home, that's another layer of schedules too. And so it's something that it definitely takes a little fine tuning and getting used to, but I think we finally got it mapped out just the way I want, and we'll be able to see those homes this afternoon. You say hey? You say hey? Hey!
What's the error?
Yeah, there we go. So I was responsible today and I packed my lunch, but I actually left it here and didn't realize it until about 5 minutes or so after I left. And so back home to eat lunch with the family. Say hey, baby. And then I'll be right back to the office to get ready for the showings and everything. As I mentioned in a lot of my past videos, I'm a firm believer that you should absolutely work with what you have. And so this here is what I use to set up the tripod for my real estate videos. I've got my filing cabinet here, cardboard box, books right there. I usually just sit right in front of it, film everything. And I usually do that maybe once every other day or so, just on some real estate related topic that I can post to my social media and stuff. And so again, like I said, work with what you got. May not always have the best. Great news here. Just got the DocuSign email back with the completed offer to purchase, which means that my sellers are officially under contract on their home. And now we can get the ball rolling on getting this deal closed. But great news for them. Most of the time, our signatures and everything are done electronically, so it's very rare that we're working with a paper contract as opposed to waiting on a DocuSign to hit our inbox. And so this is great news. All right, so I need to stop by the bank to make a quick deposit. So I'm frantically trying to get everything packed up before I head out. But I did want to show you guys something real quick that I did do for them. Usually, if we're just looking at like a home or two, I'll just kind of send them the information afterwards. But because we're looking at several homes over the course of this past week, whatever, I did a little packet for them. Has a lot of info on the different homes we'll see, pages for notes that they can take to. I usually try not to look at more than 5 to 7 houses at max. We're only gonna look at 4 today because we're looking later in the afternoon. But if you look at too many homes, they all start to run together in your mind. So we're gonna go check those out. I'm gonna take you guys along with me, and we'll go from there. All right, so remember what I said about having to call an audible. I told my clients to meet me at a coffee shop in Cary called Java Jive, which I love, but I found out that they actually close at the time where we were supposed to meet. So we had to call a quick audible. We're gonna meet at this Starbucks, if I can find where the door is. So yeah, I'm just gonna head in here. I usually like to get a lot of my meetings done at coffee shops. It's a lot more casual. You can kind of talk about process and get started and everything too. And so I'm just gonna head right in here, and then we'll go look at some homes. All right, so this is the first home that we're gonna see today. I actually just saw a note in the agent remarks that said there are 2 cats inside and do not let them out. I'll never forget, a couple years ago I was showing a home, and as soon as we opened the door, a cat darted out. To this day, I do not know if they ever found that cat. So hopefully this experience is a better one. We'll find out. And look, they're already at the door waiting, ready. Uh-oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. I'm just trying to open the door, okay? Coming real slow. Or you want a belly rub? I gotta go let the buyers in. The second home on the leg of the trip. We'll see how things go with this one and check it out. Here we are at house number 3, knocking them down. This one looks like a nice one too. So we're at the last house of the day, and there's actually someone already looking at the home right now. And so we gotta wait for them to get done, and then we can start the showings. All right, so I am headed home. We just got done with the last showing, so I will head back. I am all the way out in Durham, so it's gonna be a bit of a hike. Get the sunroof going, play some good music, and get back to the family. All right, so that is it. It is 8:06 p.m. Just pulling up home. About to head inside and hang out with the family, spend some time with them. It's very rare that I get home this late, but again, every day is different. You never know what's going to happen in real estate and how things will change from day to day. But just wanted to give you guys a little sneak peek into what typically happens and how it all goes. Hey! What's up?